Hey Doomers and Realists, it's Friday, June 28th. Welcome back. Hope you enjoy my content. I know some of you do. Thank you for your donations. It means a lot living out here in the woods. If I look tired, it's because I am. I stayed up late, self-sabotaged, and watched the debate, if you want to call it that. It was pitiful. This guy is way too old, can't finish his sentence, doesn't know what he's talking about, and the other guy is full of shit and a raging asshole, not to mention a liar. These are our choices. 320 plus million people, and we got these two. Yeah, everyone I talk to in public, because this is a conversation that still is had once in a while, despite losing our ability to communicate with each other in public, everyone agrees that this may be our last election. Because if you took account of the Republican debate for their candidates that went on earlier this year, it was a disaster. It was everyone yelling over each other. No one could come to heads or tails on anything. Right? So I'm not a prophet or original. This is all over the internet right now, in the world, in fact, paid attention to the leader of the free world who manages the largest military force the world has ever seen, is run by a man who can't walk or talk. This is a late stage dying empire phase. It is exactly like you predicted, that you see in movies, some senile old person at the reins of power. And if you missed it, 5 billion people were under heat stress last month. Meanwhile, also during the debate, one more mention is that when asked about the climate crisis and what they would do, the responses were weak. Trump just mentioned that he liked clean air and water, but he wants to drill, baby, drill. And Biden said he passed the largest climate legislation. Meanwhile, doesn't mention the fact that we are pumping more fossil fuels than ever before. Also, the military operations going on in Ukraine, not to mention our own overseas conflicts that we don't talk about, are emitting gigatons of emissions. And across the ocean, China is on track to duplicate or even triplicate, that's a word, their coal energy output. So this is no surprise. It is a giant circus freak show on planet Earth. If you're paying attention, any aliens out there, you're already probably amongst us. I'm the Doom Wizard, so I'm giving it to you straight. Likely, Russia probably gave the Houthis hypersonic missile technology which they're using to bombard our naval carriers in the Red Sea and surrounding areas. In addition, Israel might be going to war with Hezbollah and dragging in Lebanon and also Iran, and a wider conflict in the Middle East. In addition, North Korea just tested a multi-war missile, whatever the hell that means. Okay, this is a Friday wrap-up. We're having fun, just talking about doom, right? And meanwhile, the IMF warns that the polycrisis that is unfolding across the world, you see my hand gestures? This will fracture globalization. Duh. Bank of America warns that housing prices will stay stuck until at least 2026, just in time for when China plans to invade Taiwan in 2027, who also has their contested problems in the Philippines. You guys are all catching up on this, right? I mean, we are a clusterfuck of primates just throwing shit cakes at each other all over the world. That's literal. North Korea sent parasites and trash over the border to South Korea. We are trusting these psychos to run our livelihoods, a future that doesn't exist. And meanwhile, this channel over here, Facing Future, just put out an episode about climate scientists feeling hopelessness and despair. Well, duh. Okay, I want to go through this again. You're all there. This has been a multi-year, almost decadal process for me to accept that it's not if, but when. So like I said, I stayed up late, woke up early, doing car repairs and parts deliveries, working at the premier auto parts shop in town, and making diddly squat. Yeah, you know who has all the money? Boomers. You guessed it. You hung out with me this far. I appreciate you. I hope you have a good weekend, and don't let the doom get to you. Live now. This is our last stable decade and our last normal election. The events that took place over this year and the last have solidified our dysfunction politically, socially, and culturally. Things are about to get a whole lot more weird. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See you later.